One of the coolest things to witness in your aquarium is fish spawning, specifically with cichlids. We all know that cichlids are known to be some of the best parental fish out there, and to witness them spawn in your tank is definitely a very amazing experience. It's awesome because when cichlids spawn, they produce some amazing colors. And then, like I said, they are some of the best parents, so you get to watch them raise their fry and protect them from other fish, and even you yourself, the fish keeper. And then you can just watch the fry grow, watch them mature, watch them produce size, shape, and color. And overall, it's an experience I think everybody that's into fish should experience. I've been lucky enough to witness several different species of cichlids spawn down here in this fish room. And like I said, the experience is just definitely amazing. So much so that I went and bought me some more cichlids to try to find some breeding pairs. So I have my female jaguar cichlid upstairs. She's a gold jaguar, very beautiful fish. So I went and if we look over here in this grow out aquarium, I went and picked me up some juvenile jaguars. So we have one right there, about 3 inches. And there's another one you can see in that corner. Both of them about 3 inches. Hopefully one is a male. Then I'll have a breeding pair of jaguar cichlids. And then we have some green terrors as well. You see right there, that's the male that I picked up. And I already had a female somewhere in here. So yeah, I'm getting me some more cichlids because even not so much because of the money, because everybody has jaguars, everybody has green terrors. I'm not going to make a ton of money from these fish. Of course, that is a little bit of an added bonus, but that's not the main reason. The main reason is because the overall experience, watching these fish produce colors, watching them defend their babies, like I said, is definitely something I recommend doing if you haven't experienced it yet. Now the thing is, those jaguar cichlids, same with the green terrors, and a lot of cichlids that we see online, a lot of videos of breeding pair of cichlids, they are relatively large cichlids which need relatively large aquariums. And what if we have smaller tanks and we still want that same experience? So today I want to give you guys a list of some of the best fish to breed in small aquariums. Okay everyone, so the first breeding pair of cichlids that I recommend for someone with a smaller aquarium is the convict cichlid. In fact, I always recommend the convict to anybody that may be newly entering into New World cichlids, or to anybody that just wants an idea of breeding cichlids. This is definitely the best fish to start with because they're extremely easy to breed. They are definitely forgiving fish, they're very hardy, and just overall definitely a great place to start. So the best thing about convicts is that they're easy to sex. You can easily distinguish males from females because as these fish grow, when they reach about 2 inches, the females will develop a orange to reddish glow in their stomach, and the males will stay their typical gray and black pattern. So that definitely is one of the best things about convicts. I believe that they are the easiest fish to sex, which is always one of the hardest problems because when you want to breed them pair, you want to make sure you get a male and a female, because of course if you end up with 2 males, they're going to fight, 2 females are going to fight. So convicts is easy to just right away get a mated pair. Once your convict cichlids start to grow, the male can reach about 6 inches. The female should stay around 3 to 4 inches, which makes them suitable for a tank as small as 40 gallons. Now I have bred convicts in a smaller size tank than 40 gallons, and that's because they do become sexually mature at 3 to 4 inches. So I have bred convicts in a 20-gallon aquarium. But if you do that, you got to have a backup tank because when they do start to grow, when that male reaches 6 inches, he's definitely going to want more space. So a 40-gallon tank is minimum for a adult pair. But yeah, these fish are definitely some awesome fish to breed. Like I said, they're very easy to take care of. And even though these fish are not the biggest cichlids in the hobby, they definitely are very fierce. I can stick my hand in the tank and they'll attack me as big as I am compared to them. On top of that, they'll attack any of the fish in the aquarium. So if you do keep them in a 40-gallon aquarium, it's best if you keep them alone. If you do have a bigger tank, you may be able to get away with some fast-moving fish. But yeah, definitely a great fish for breeding. Another awesome breeding pair for a smaller aquarium is the jewel cichlid. Now this list that I'm making for you guys is not in any particular order, but if I was to put it in order, these would definitely be number 1 because the beauty of the jewel cichlid is amazing. So first off, just like the convict cichlid, the jewel cichlid, the males, they can reach about 6 inches. Females will stay 3 to 4 inches, making them suitable for a 40-gallon aquarium. just like the convicts, they do become mature at a smaller size. So if you do have a backup tank, if you are able to upgrade, you can temporarily keep them in a 20-gallon aquarium when they're about 3 to 4 inches, and then eventually move them up to that 40-gallon tank. But yeah, the main thing that I love about jewel cichlids is that color. The color of the jewel cichlid is definitely a jewel. There's no other cichlid, there's no other freshwater fish that I know of that can compete with such a bright red coming from the jewel cichlid. The intensity of the red from the jewel is unmatchable. Now, even though jewel cichlids are not the biggest cichlids in the hobby, they may fall into the category of some of the most protective because these guys are nasty when they breed. So it's best if you do keep them alone because they will attack anyone that threatens their fry. But yeah, definitely a great experience to watch these fish breed, to watch the colors that they produce, to watch their fry grow up and produce color. Definitely an awesome experience for a 40-gallon aquarium. Another cool breeding pair of cichlids for a smaller aquarium is the Electro Blue Acara. Now currently I just keep one male, and I never bred him before, but he definitely would be a cool fish to breed in a small tank because that beauty is amazing. Now I just showed you guys the beautiful red jewel cichlid, and this is the beautiful Electro Blue Acara with that perfect blue color. Now the Electro Blue Acara is a genetically morphed cichlid, so naturally in the wild they don't show this much color. In aquariums, people selectively bred them to bring out this much blue, so they do lose a little bit of points when you compare them to the red jewel cichlid. But nevertheless, when it comes to aquarium life, when it comes to breeding them, no doubt that color is just amazing. Now this is an adult male, and he's about 5 inches. Females will stay a little bit smaller at about 3 to 4 inches, making them suitable for a tank as small as 40 gallons. You may even be able to get away with a 35-gallon aquarium. Now these fish, unlike the last two breeding pairs that I listed, they are pretty docile. They're not as aggressive when they breed. So if you keep them in like a 40-gallon aquarium, add a lot of plants, you may be able to get away with keeping them with some larger tetra that are not too small to be eaten. So you can have a little bit of a community with them and still be able to get that nice breeding behavior. So yeah, definitely a great option. Another cool breeding pair of cichlids for a smaller sized aquarium is the Sava Cichlid. Now this is actually the largest cichlid on this list, with males growing to about 8 inches. Female will stay between 4 to 5 inches, making them suitable for a 55-gallon aquarium. Now these fish display a beautiful yellow body with a nice mix of red, blue, and black on their body. Just overall some very nicely decorated fish. Now these guys will be very aggressive, so I recommend if you do want to find a breeding pair that you get a small colony of them, like maybe 5 of them in your 55-gallon aquarium, and as they grow they'll separate into pairs, hopefully without killing each other, because these fish are very aggressive. But yeah, if you can get a pair, they definitely will be very awesome. Just you need to keep them by themselves because they will attack and kill any other fish in the aquarium. But definitely nice to watch, nice to see their colors that this display. The males will have a nice bluish sheen across their yellow body, and just definitely some awesome fish to witness breeding. Similar to that, another cool fish to breed in a 55-gallon aquarium is the Barnight Cichlid. Now the Barnight Cichlid, the male can reach about 7 inches. Females will stay between 3 to 4 inches. And these fish are absolutely beautiful. They display a nice half and half body. The bottom half of their body being black, the top half being whitish, silver, and definitely no doubt one of the most beautiful Central American cichlids out there. Now the only problem is that these fish are highly aggressive. I've made several attempts to grow out colonies, and every time the largest male will kill everyone else. So if you do want to take a crack at breeding these fish, you would probably have to buy adults and try to introduce them with a divider, or maybe buy some juveniles, grow them out in separate tanks. Eventually when you do have a male and female, try to introduce them with a divider, and good luck to you. But if you can, it definitely will be a beautiful breeding pair. Another cool fish to witness breeding in a smaller sized aquarium is the Giofaggus thin. Now, the cool thing about these fish is that they are mouth brooders. Originally, when I first got into the hobby, I thought that only African cichlids were mouth brooders, meaning that when they breed, the females hold their babies in their mouth. Turns out there are quite a few other fish that do mouth brooding, even saltwater fish. There's a lot of fish that have the technique, including these Giofaggus standectionari. So you won't get a male and female to pair up. Instead, you could go with like a 55-gallon aquarium, 2 males, maybe 4 or 5 females in that 55-gallon aquarium. The males can reach about 5 to 6 inches. The females will stay at about 2 to 3 inches. And you can do that in a 55-gallon aquarium, or you could go with a 40-gallon aquarium with 1 male and maybe about 3 females. The thing is, when you do create the tank, you want to make sure you provide a lot of shelter, a lot of hideouts, because just like with African cichlids, and I guess most fish that mouth brood, the males are very aggressive when it comes to breeding, so they will harass females. So it's best if you have a lot of decorations that the females can hide behind. And definitely a cool experience. I was able to witness several times the mother Giofaggus standectionari release the babies out of her mouth, then the babies run back into her mouth. And just once again, definitely a very cool experience to watch and to witness the fry grow up and interact with their mother. And just overall, definitely a very cool experience. Okay everyone, so those are some of the best cichlids to breed in smaller aquariums. Like I said, the experience is just amazing to watch these fish produce colors, the males and females, to watch them parent over these fry, and to watch the fry grow up. Like I said, if you haven't already, I definitely recommend you squeeze it somewhere into your fish keeping life. Now you may have noticed that this video does seem short. Usually I go on with a bunch of different options. I only listed fish that I have actual footage of, but you know, the list goes on. I actually made a list, and on this list I have a bunch of fish like firemouths, I have ram cichlids, shell dwellers, apistogramma, keyhole cichlid, rainbow cichlid, crebensis, a bunch of different cichlids, but I just don't have footage for them and I don't want to get another copyright strike, so I'm going to cut the video short, but you guys get the point. Pretty much any cichlid that's under 6 inches is suitable for these small aquariums. And it's definitely a great way to witness that spawning behavior of cichlids. So yeah everyone, that's my experience when it comes to breeding these fish in small aquariums. These are the fish that I recommend, but I definitely want to know your thoughts. I want to know your experiences. Is there a fish that you recommend for a smaller tank that's worth breeding, whether it's because they show awesome colors, or whether it's because if you could come to the glass and get them to attack your fingers. If you guys have any recommendations for us of some awesome fish to breed in small aquariums, feel free to let us know in the comment section below. On top of that, if you like this video, as always, make sure you hit that like button. If you want more, make sure you subscribe, because you already know more is coming. I thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video. I thank everybody who hit that subscribe button, because we are growing as a channel, as a family, as a fish room. And yeah, we're gonna end the video here. Catch you guys on the next one.